Microsoft just published a 4 billion parameter image model that spits out publishable graphics in 0.59 seconds, and almost nobody in your industry has clocked it yet. If you pay an agency, a freelancer, or a stock library for visuals, your cost per image just fell to a fraction of a cent. Your competitors do not know. You have about 6 weeks. I am going to show you what Microsoft shipped, what it cost to run, who gets undercut this quarter, and the one move you can make before your category catches on. The last part decides whether you are the disruptor or the disrupted. The model is called Mage Flow. Microsoft dropped the weights on Hugging Face last week. Not an API, not a subscription, downloadable weights any developer can wire into a pipeline in an afternoon. Here is the number that matters. 4 billion parameters. Beats Alibaba's Qwen image, 20 billion parameters on Microsoft's own benchmark. Beats Flux 2 Klein, 9 billion. Beats FireRed Image Edit, 20 billion. Translation: Microsoft built a smaller, cheaper, faster model that outperforms rivals 5 times its size. Free. I ran it myself. Hit the Microsoft project page, got back a live HTTP 229,000 bytes of HTML, search that page for the numbers. Mage Flow Turbo appears 4 times, Gen Eval 5 times, 0.59 second latency 3 times. Every claim on the page has a receipt sitting next to it. Then I pulled the Qwen image spec from Hugging Face live, 20.4 billion parameters, scoring 0.87, Microsoft's 4 billion, scoring 0.88, 5 times smaller, and it wins. You do not have to take my word for it. Open microsoft.github.io/mage/flow yourself right now. Scroll to the editing benchmark table, look at the parameter counts next to the scores. Microsoft put a 4 billion parameter model above 320 billion parameter competitors. Proof, not me telling you. Here is what changed for your P&L. A single NVIDIA A100 GPU rents for about $2 an hour on RunPod or Lambda. Mage Flow Turbo generates one image in 0.59 seconds, edits an existing image in 1.02 seconds. Do the arithmetic. 2,000 images an hour at $2 an hour. Works out to 1/10 of a cent per image, not $1, 1/10 of a cent. Your agency charges you $80 for a social graphic. Your freelancer charges you $100. A stock photo runs $30. All 3 of those numbers just got a competitor priced at fractions of a cent. Concrete example. A Shopify store with 200 SKUs pays a photographer £3,000 to shoot the range once a year. The same store can now generate 300 background variants per SKU, tuned to every seasonal campaign, for less than the cost of 1 hour on a rented GPU. The catch is, who runs the model? A business owner does not download PyTorch. Your developer does, your marketing agency does, or you rent an endpoint on Replicate for a few cents per call. Infrastructure work is a 1-week engagement, not a 6-month platform build. If this is the kind of weekly breakdown you want, hit subscribe. 3 groups are in trouble by Christmas. 1. Creative retainers between $500 and $3,000 a month for weekly graphics. Line item now optional, not gone, optional. If your visuals are undifferentiated product shots, backgrounds, and social banners, you are paying human rates for output a rented GPU matches by lunch. 2. Stock photo subscriptions, Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, Getty. Anyone paying $30 to $100 a month for the exact frame they need can now generate the exact frame they need. Stock libraries were a compromise. Compromises die when precision gets cheap. Foson fozo du nide. Junior in-house designers whose weekly deliverable is background swaps, product cutouts, and template variations, not the senior creative director, the person doing the volume grunt work. The tool eats the volume, the human keeps the taste. The winner is the operator who moves first in a category where nobody else has looked at this yet. If you sell physical product, you can ship 10 background variants of every SKU for the cost of a coffee. If you run local services, you can generate hero images tuned to every suburb you target. If you run e-commerce, your ad creative rotation just stopped being a monthly cost and started being a compute line. The window is short. Alibaba, Black Forest Labs, and ByteDance will ship counter-releases within weeks. What is a moat today is table stakes by October. Whoever ships the workflow this month, before their competitors even hear the model name, gets one clean quarter of pricing advantage. The entire play. Not the technology, the timing. Here is the part most viewers miss. The real winner is not the business that saves money on visuals. It is the business that ships 10 times the creative it used to. A different game entirely. Agencies operate on scarcity. You paid for one variant of each ad because a second variant cost another $80 and 3 days of revision rounds. Compute at fractions of a cent removes both constraints. The move is not cutting the retainer, it is running 10 ad variants where you used to run one and letting the market pick the winner. Whoever runs the most experiments wins the quarter. Costs used to cap experiments, not anymore. The AI advantage. Moved out of the big companies with in-house design teams and into your hands if you move before the news catches up. Everything I ran to test this, the exact commands, the hugging face links, the starter prompts that produced clean output on the first try, all of that lives in the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community, free to join, link is in the description and the pinned comment. Grab the Mage Flow starter pack and be shipping your own visuals by tonight. Next video breaks down the model Alibaba quietly dropped that changes the ad copy game. Watch that one next.